Nestled in the Ardennes forest waits an absolutely classic challenge. A throwback, and unashamedly so. The reputation of Spa-Francorchamps speaks for itself. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the Belgian Grand Prix. Spa-Francorchamps is a 4.35-mile tour of the Ardennes countryside, with 9 rights and 10 lefts, giving us a grand total of 19 corners. Average lap speeds in the dry can reach about 145 miles per hour, but without a significant improvement in the conditions, we're not going to be seeing anything like that today. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Oscar Piastri, Hamilton, Sainz, Perez, Russell, Ocon, Fernando Alonso, Stroll, Gasly, Albon, Ricciardo, Tsunoda, Hülkenberg, Joe, Magnussen, Sargent, Bottas, and Charles Leclerc completes today's grid order. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. And alongside me in the commentary box, my whole...
We're going to struggle for a good position in this race unless we can gain some early positions. See what you can do. Out for a bit of understeer when trailing the car ahead. They're going to be giving off dirty air, which is going to affect our tyres, so try to get past. Tyre condition still looking good. And you've got P13, Albon just ahead, push for that position. They're on a fresh set of wets. Ricardo behind you now, they're on a fresh set of wets. Okay, so gap to the leader, 13.1 seconds. Your pit window opens in 8 laps time. You've got 20 laps left until the end. Battery charge is high, let's use that overtake button a bit more. The circuit's definitely looking better than it was a few minutes ago. If we could just move a bit more of that standing water, we might be able to go on to the intermediates. Minutes left of this rain, then we think it's going to dry up. 10 minutes. Right, we're no longer sure that these tyres are the right ones. It might be time to come in and change. confirming that we're fitting intermediate tyres. Other teams are fitting intermediate tyres. It might be worth considering changing yours too. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Carlos is in for his stop now. If you think you can get past, make use of the overtake button and see what you can do. Good job, nice overtake. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Right, a gap to the teammate ahead of us.